Hey everyone, Road to Gasparilla Day 10 is here. This video we're going to be talking a little bit about some locations where you can do various recovery runs, MLRs, shakeouts, and places you can also do your long runs as you're getting ready for your Gasparilla race. As a reminder, the races this year are going to be on February 21st and 22nd, and we're going to be talking about locations that can not only are good places to do these runs, but places where you can really visualize your race. So essentially, these are all going to be places where you can start at and get onto Bayshore. If you're in the half marathon, we're going to piggyback on something we talked about last video with pace work. For the half marathon, I would specifically do a lot of these where you're starting at Davis Island, and then you're doing some of that easy work just on that loop on Davis Island, which is about 3 miles. If you're doing a rather short recovery run, maybe 1 or 2 loops of those, and then you could go on to Bayshore because that bridge takes you right onto Bayshore. You cross the road 1 time, and then you're able to just do whatever distance you want to for your recovery run in an area where you can really just kind of visualize and focus on, you know, what you want to be doing as you get to race day. Some of the other races, and you can do this for the half marathon as well, you would park at either Armature Works or a place called Ballast, which is on the far end of Bayshore. Ballast is free to park at, so you can park there, no issue at all. There is going to be a parking fee at pretty much any place at Armature Works. From Armature Works onto the Riverwalk is where you'll be running, will take you right to Bayshore. If you're familiar with the area, you just pretty much follow those roads. You cross one kind of main road that has a crosswalk once, but for the most part, it's 1.5 miles-ish to Bayshore itself. So you can get your easy minutes in, you know, kind of get your run started, and then once you get to the actual place, you can really just kind of focus on, you know, this is what it's going to look like on race day, this is what it's going to feel like. Ballast is on the opposite end, so you'd be running out and back kind of the opposite direction of how you would for the race itself, but that's fine. You can still kind of visualize things, get a sense for what the wind is going to be like, which we talked about in a previous video. It has a pretty regular pattern in this area, but these are 3 areas that you can use to approach and get onto Bayshore. Davis Island, Ballast or Armature Works via the Riverwalk are ways that you can park and then get into this area, so you can do a lot of your running in that area and really just kind of make running down there just second nature for you. Another kind of note that is good about the Gasparilla race that I think is kind of key to talk about here, your GPS should be pretty accurate. The only places that you have issues is there's a tunnel that you go down for some races. Gasparilla does not go by that tunnel, so your GPS should be very, very good here. You're down by the water, you're away from tall buildings. If you've been used to doing some bigger races like say Chicago or Philadelphia where your GPS can be completely off, that's not going to be the case at Gasparilla. It's going to be pretty close. So as you're doing your recovery runs down there, you can get a good sense of, you know, this is, you know, the distance. Bayshore itself actually has every quarter mile marked, which is kind of cool. Starting down by the Davis Island Bridge. So if you're looking at it, it's going to count up to 4 miles and then back down. It goes a little bit further toward where Ballast is, but it'll give you an idea every quarter mile on the sidewalk itself how far it is, and you can actually see it matches up almost perfectly for your GPS, something that I've done quite a bit down there, so it's pretty accurate. Now again, for the race itself, you're going to be on the road, you're not going to be on the sidewalk, so it's a little bit different when you get to race day, but it's pretty close, and you can just basically get a sense and feel for what it's going to look like, what is it going to feel like. And if you go down there on the weekends, it's going to be rather busy, so you're going to have to be doing some weaving, pretty similar to what you're going to be doing on race day. So I would really recommend doing, whenever you can, some recovery runs, your MLRs, maybe some of your long runs down there, and get a sense for what it's going to feel like. So that's it for recovery runs and shakeouts in that general area. If you have any questions, definitely ask them in the comments down below.